So the AFCS system is a single channel system that provides autopilot, flight director, and yaw damper and pitch trim functions. We've got a dual microprocessor architecture and digital monitoring techniques that ensures fail-passive operation over the entire aircraft flight envelope. Fail-passive operation implies that no failure will result in the aircraft making large deviation from its position at the time of failure. Now, the AFCS controller or autopilot card is contained within IACS number 1. IAC number 2 also comes into operation, but it doesn't contain an autopilot card, but it does contain a flight director. So the main components of the system is the flight guidance panel GP300 up on the glare shield. Obviously we've got our 2 IACS computers in the avionics racks, left and right hand side. I guess you could say the most important one is IAC number 1 because that contains the autopilot card. Then we've got our elevator and pitch rudder servos in the rear of the aircraft. Roll servo in the wing root area on top of the aeroplane. And on the control wheels, we've got the autopilot quick disconnect button plus touch control steering button. Taking a look at the autopilot panel, the GP300 guidance panel, let's go through all the switches. So the AP button at the top in the center, when you push the AP button, it engages the autopilot and the yaw damper because you can't have the yaw autopilot without the yaw damper. So when you engage the AP button, it's going to turn on the yaw damper for you. If you push the button again, it will disengage the autopilot, but it leaves the yaw damper engaged. Underneath, you've got the yaw damper button itself. When you push the yaw damper button, it engages the yaw damper, and when you push it again, it disengages it. If the autopilot is engaged, as we know, then by default the yaw damper will also be engaged. So when you push the yaw damper button in that situation, it's going to cause a disengagement of both the yaw damper and the autopilot simultaneously, because you cannot have the autopilot without the yaw damper. The mode select button, so this is things like heading, altitude, flight level change, and things like that. When you select a mode selection button, it will select the flight director autopilot mode for that particular function. Annunciation of the mode will be displayed on the top of the PFD, and also a light will light up in the lamp in the mode switch you've pushed, which will confirm selection as well as displaying the arm and track indications of the mode. Pressing another mode or pressing the button a second time will cancel that mode and extinguish the lamp. The couple button is used to indicate to the AFCS which PFD is being used to provide navigation information for the flight director part of the AFCS. And the pitch wheel operation, the pitch wheel actuates rate limited pitch commands inputs for the flight director and autopilot computations, and is also used to set the vertical speed when we're in vertical speed mode.